In this video, we are going to talk about car features that no longer exist. So before starting, please like this video and subscribe to this channel for future updates. Many people share credit for the invention of the vehicle. Carl Benz, on the other hand, is frequently credited with this groundbreaking discovery, owing to the fact that his car was the most practical and qualified as a true automobile. Cars have changed dramatically throughout the years since their introduction. Modern cars have tightly absorbed recent technologies to become more smart and safe. From improvements in car manufacture and material utilization to the type of engines we see today, we don't know how many major modifications will occur in the future to alter the autos we see now. However, as new features are introduced, existing ones must be phased out. While many new features enhance our vehicle's capabilities, there are often some aspects that we would want to see a return. Let's have a look at some of the characteristics that are no longer available in current automobiles. Who knows, maybe we'll see more advanced versions of these in future automobiles. History, after all, repeats itself. Number 15. Pop-up headlights. They were well known. They were adorable. And, unless you're watching a movie from the 1970s or 1980s, it doesn't look like there are many automobiles with pop-up headlights on the road today. We never longer see pop-up headlights, those that appeared openly at the push of a button on today's highways, do we? This nostalgic feature was added to legendary sports cars, such as the Lamborghini Countach, Ferrari Testarossa, and Mazda RX-7. However, as European design standards mandated that the front end of automobiles be made more easily bendable in the early 2000s, pop-up headlights came under scrutiny and were hammered by cost-cutting measures. As a result, the iconic 70s feature of the automobiles simply went out of style with widely accepted designs and has now become a thing to be seen through sepia-tinted nostalgia glasses. Number 14. Manual transmission. The manual transmission is one of the automotive features on the verge of extinction. It's fair to say that it's gradually becoming a feature of vintage automobiles. The manual transmission is one of the features that can no longer be found in modern automobiles. Perhaps it's an indication of opulence. It's possible that it's an all too common demand these days. Whatever the case may be, having a car with an automatic transmission appears to be the norm. Doesn't it? Only a few cars back in the day had an automatic transmission, which was more expensive and onerous on the finances. However, as automotive engineering has progressed over the years, manual transmissions have given way to automatic transmissions, which are more mechanical, smooth, and imperturbable than manual transmissions. Number 13. Keys to start the car. Some manual chores, such as turning on the engine with a key, are progressively being replaced by electronics in modern cars. Electronic key fobs and start/stop ignitions are now standard in most high-end vehicles. All you have to do is get inside the car while holding the key fob in your pocket and press the engine start button. When the car detects the presence of the key fob, it unlocks the door automatically. Number 12. Audible turn indicator signals. For some, audible turn signals were a valuable feature, while for others, they were an annoyance. A clicking sound may become irritating after a while, but it serves as a reminder to drivers that they must turn off the signal after a successful turn. Whether useful or not, many modern cars are now equipped with silent turn signals. Number 11. Hand-cranked windows. Not long ago, crank windows were phased out in favor of power and electric windows. Almost everyone who reads this post has seen a car with crank windows. Instead of utilizing a hand-turned crank handle, passengers can now simply click a button to lower or raise their automobile window with minimal effort. Number 10. Long radio antennas. Radio antennae could be seen projecting from the side or middle of older automobiles. It was because, at the time, the radio was the only source of amusement in the car. Nowadays, with the emergence of CD players, USB players, and even compact TVs, few people listen to the radio. In addition, small retractable antennae or antennas implanted directly within the windshield have replaced the classic fixed antenna in current cars. Number 9. Lighters and ashtrays. During the early days, it was customary to see ashtrays and lighters put on the dashboard of a car. This compartment was frequently used to keep coins by non-smokers. Manufacturers, on the other hand, gradually phased out this function, replacing it with tech-focused installations such as phone charger connections. Number 8. Bench seats. Unlike modern cars, which have separate and comfy cushion seats and safety belts, older cars had bench seats. These bench seats had no seat belts and could comfortably carry 3 persons in the front row, with room for a 4th slender passenger. Bench seats were popular in the early days of automobiles because they were the best option for accommodating extra passengers. Things changed, though, when bucket seats were introduced, providing greater storage possibilities and a sportier aspect to the car interior. Bucket seats quickly became the preferred choice of customers, and manufacturers were forced to abandon bench seats in their favor. Due to safety considerations, such as airbags, which can protect 2 passengers rather than 3, bench seats were also replaced. Number 7. Vent window for ventilation. A venting window is a small glass window located beside a car's primary door window. For ventilation, most ancient cars had this style of the little window. These vent windows, like the main window, could be adjusted independently, allowing air to circulate inside the cabin and keep the occupants cool without making a mess. However, when air conditioning was introduced, this lovely triangular piece of glass became extinct. Number 6. Horn rings. Car production has seen various changes as a result of technological improvements, all of which have been for the better. The removal of horn rings, which had been considered a safety element, was a significant alteration. To honk the horn button in the center of an older car, the driver had to totally remove one hand from the steering wheel. To avoid this, a ring was created that allowed both hands to remain on the steering wheel while honking was accomplished by stretching a thumb or a finger. The horn ring began to fade away with the addition of driver's side airbags, and the button was integrated into the steering wheel spokes. Number 5. Full-size spare tires. Cars used to come with a full-size spare tire, which was a feature that almost everyone wanted. However, instead of full-size spare tires, most car manufacturers now provide limited-use spare tires. Donut, space-saving, and tiny spare tires are all terms used to describe these limited-use tires. When compared to full-size spare tires, manufacturers claim that these limited-use tires help them save money, save space, and reduce vehicle weight. Surprisingly, in a majority of vehicles, spare tires have been replaced with tire inflator kits, which can only address specific sorts of tire damage. A full-size spare tire is a critical component that should be reinstated in our vehicles. Number 4. Hardtop convertibles. Hardtop convertibles, often known as pillarless hardtops, first gained popularity in the 1950s and gradually faded away by the mid-1970s. The hardtop convertibles were less rigid because they lacked a central roof support. It resembled a convertible and was popular in the 1950s. The pillarless look, on the other hand, comes with a number of drawbacks. The car lacks side impact and rollover protection due to the lack of a solid center support. Furthermore, pillarless hardtops have less weather stripping, resulting in a higher risk of leakage. As a result, hardtop convertibles were finally phased out. The 1978 Chrysler Newport and New Yorker are often regarded as the final real hardtop convertibles. Number 3. Rear hinge doors. All of the cars we see today have front hinge doors. Several years ago, this was not the case. The doors opened in the opposite way and were hinged at the back. There were quite some risk hazards to such a design, which is why these type of doors were called suicide doors. In addition, the danger of falling out of rear hinge doors was substantially higher than the chance of falling out of front hinge doors in the event of an unintentional opening. Number 2. 85 miles per hour speedometers. This generation may find the sight of 85 miles per hour speedometers amusing. However, in the 1970s, Cars were limited to a top speed of 55 miles per hour as a safety measure and to reduce fuel consumption. A federal law was passed, and cars at the time were equipped with an 85 miles per hour speedometer. Speedometers on modern cars can now reach 160 miles per hour, which is twice the maximum allowed in the 1970s. Number 1. Floor-mounted dimmer switches. From the 1920s, a dimmer switch was placed on the automobile floor to modulate the brightness of the lighting. It was also in charge of lighting the speedometer, battery, gasoline capacity, and temperature of the car, in addition to the headlights. For nearly 50 years, the dimmer switch was located on the floor, but was eventually relocated to the steering wheel for easier access by the driver. Which feature you think should be added again? Let us know in the comment box below. Please like this video and subscribe to this channel for our future updates. Thank you.